My name's Paul Merritt and I worked with Unite at New York Fashion Week, and one of the shows we did was Chadwick Bell. Chadwick Bell's clothes are really linear, really clean lines, and we wanted to create this hair that had texture, but at the same time we added this band, this fabric band that had a really clean line. So you had the contrast of this clean line and all this texture on the hair, which was really beautifully backlit. I'm going to show you the techniques, the products used to build up the texture and create the look. I'm going to load up the product to create this really, really dry texture, and Booster gives me that. Taking sections through there, and just building this texture up. In at the root to the end. And it's all about getting lots and lots of product in there. Don't be frightened of it. Once you get the texture, you can start to manipulate the hair. And I find that a lot of people, when they're creating looks, they don't get enough product in there. You're always fighting a battle. Dry the product in without kind of styling it. So already you can see where the booster spray is just loading the hair up and making it feel thicker and got this dry texture. So I'm getting these flyaways, which is really what the look is going to be about. The booster basically does what it says. It kind of really boosts the hair and gives you this volume. But at the same time, you can see already I'm getting these little flyaways, which is kind of the essence of the look. So nothing I'm using is kind of oily or everything's dry. What I'm going to do now is create like an internal bulkiness in the hair. And Unite have just launched this professional crimper. The difference with this crimper is the ridges are very, very fine. So what it's going to do is build up a texture. And I'm not going to do the whole hair. I'm just going to work from roots to about kind of 4 or 5 inches down the hair shaft. So my first section is there. I'm just going to leave that out because when I lift this up, I don't want to see any crimping. So we go in at the root, apply a bit of pressure, come out, apply a bit of pressure. It's almost like back combing, but the hair's still going to move. When you back comb something, it stays very rigid, whereas this is still got a kind of back comb texture, but it's not all tight, still pliable. I think that's what's key to this, is we can still move it. Because once we've created this texture, we're going to dress the hair up. And on the sides, like the nape of the neck, I'm taking a section and I'm just going to leave it out because this is going to come up and I won't see the crimping. Remembering this hair is going to come up. This hair is going to come up. So if I crimp this, it's going to be seen. So you need to leave the hairline out. So you can see I'm coming through, but I'm leaving this little front bit out. And you're getting this texture and bulk in at the root. So I've worked my way forward, creating the texture at the root. And again, because I've left the perimeter out, through the front, this front area, I'm just going to take that out. Turn that down, out of the way. So when I lift that up, you're not going to see the crimp on the front. And then this will be my last section, creating that nice kind of small ribbed texture, which again is like the back combing. You know, you can see how it just kind of creates this volume through there. So that's all the crimping done. Basically, it's all in here. So we're creating this like volume with inside, but the ends are still kind of just dry from the booster spray and the texture. And then we're going to start to pull all this up now. So you start, just use your hands, just drag the hair up into like a center high ponytail. Remembering all this is going to be a part of the look, all this texture we're going to pull out and really create. How I secure this is I create my own little kind of elastic with a grip either end. So I'm just going to pop it in and then just wrap it around. That way I'm not having to pull all this hair through for a ponytail. I'm just pulling it round, pull it round, and then I can just pop it. Bang. That easy. We've got this sort of padding in here, which is we've created from the crimper. And I'm just going to start to pull this out, be quite sort of aggressive and just pull it out a bit. Just use your hands. So we create like a rounded sort of shape. Using a little bit of expander dust, I'm just going to start to kind of push that into the hair. And then I'm just starting to pull all these little flyaways away. I love all these. These are really important. And by using the expander dust, it just gives us this sort of dry, matte texture and this looseness. Very modern. It's not too fixed. It's not over processed. It's just loose like that. So now I'm just going to use hair pins, wrap it in and just grip it in, using the pin and just pinning this in. So gripping this quite flat out the way, and then we're going to start to create all this softness and lose this top. The key to the look, what we want to do is have this soft texture but then create this little hard line, and we're just going to use a piece of fabric. We're just going to pull it through low into the nape, leaving some of these bits under and over, and then I'm going to trim this down and just secure with these grips that are slightly different colours to the band, so we just expose it. A little bit of hairspray, just kind of working on these kind of flyaways, just so when the models move, you get this kind of sort of, these bits kind of move, you get this kind of softness through the look. The more it looks like you've not done it, the better it is. You just kind of flick the hair, let the little flyaways come out. The look that we created for Chadwick Bell was this kind of slightly crazy woman. This was his brief. His clothes are very sophisticated and very clean and very linear. So we wanted to create this texture in the hair that was a little bit kind of disheveled, a little bit kind of, well, very loose, and then creating this band that was very linear. And just leaving a few of these kind of pins into it to expose the kind of rawness of this look. And I think this sums up Fashion Week for me. It's just creating a mood and a shape and a kind of a feeling.